Burn Down Master's House is a book that left me staring at the wall. This is a historical fiction horror story, and at the end I felt sad, but also vindicated in a way. We are in the antebellum South, and slavery is just a backdrop to the lives that we are looking at. This is not a book about slavery. This is a book about slaves. And the reason why I make that distinction is because slavery is the world that we live in. And the world that we live in is not really the topic of discussion. It is the actual lives of these individual people on individual plantations that are the focus of our story. So, not a book about slavery, a book about slaves. We hit 4 different locations within this book, and Clay Cane has documented for us actual historical moments that he pulled ideas for these stories from. So that is one of the things that I think makes this so horrific, is because all of the injustices is not really a strong enough word, but the injustices, the physical beatings, the complete viewing of another human being as property is a horror story in and of itself. But what we see in this story that leaves me to feel a bit vindicated is the rage and rebellion that underpins every ounce of our world. And our world is slavery in the antebellum South. We get to know a little bit about the slave and plantation owners and the types of activities that they just seemed to find amusing. And I don't want to give too much away, but I found this similar to The Reformatory in that it was very hard to read, but I'm very, very glad that I stuck with it and I made it through to the end of each story, and then I made it through to the end of all of the stories. It's definitely worth sticking through. Another absolute aardvark banger. I will say I do not recommend the audiobook. Even on 3 times speed, it was still too slow for me and sounded a bit William Shatnery. So this one's definitely a physical read. I hope you pick it up.